31.
Download the Fox Carolina streaming news app. Live, local, free. Committed to you. Fox Carolina, the morning news starts now.
Greenville is gearing up for a visit from the Vice President of the United States today, and she's coming with one thing in mind: get more people vaccinated. We'll have a complete rundown of her itinerary coming up in a live report.
Plus, we have storm threats once again today as a cold front is on its way through the Carolinas. I'll let you know how that'll clear things out for the rest of the week.
Good morning, everyone. It's Monday, June 14th. Thanks so much for joining us here on Fox Carolina. I'm Margaret Ann Carter.
I'm Ted Phaeton here with meteorologist Nicole Papay. Glad you're joining us for this Monday. And yeah, Nicole, coming off of one of those weekends, it was hot, but we also had those periods of rain and storms here and there to watch out for.
We did. It was humid too, and that humidity is what I think most people are wanting to go away at this point. Today it will start to change. What we are looking at still is a very warm and humid day today. I'm talking 90s again for the upstate, but with a cold front on the way, it's actually already sparking up a couple light showers throughout the mountains. It'll push some storms into the upstate as it moves through during the afternoon, but after this front moves out, we will eventually see sunshine and cooler, more comfortable conditions, including lower humidity. So highs get to 91 in the upstate today and about 86 in the mountains. Mountains, you're more likely to see morning to midday rain, then it backs off into the afternoon as it pumps up in the upstate. But after today, there it is. We start to see that sunshine in full force for the rest of the week. Temperatures drop back into the middle 80s for tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday with lower humidity. And then it's not until Friday that we get back to about 90 degrees. So it's going to feel a lot more comfortable this week. We'll talk more about that coming up in a few minutes. Margaret Ann?
All right, right now we start with breaking news out of Anderson County, where overnight we've learned the name of a man who drowned in Lake Hartwell.
Yeah, we first got a tip that this was happening near the Portman Marina shortly after 9 last night and sent a crew to the scene.
Committed to you. Fox Carolina, the morning news starts now.
Greenville is getting a visit from the Vice President of the United States today, and she's coming with a clear mission to get more South Carolinians vaccinated. We've got live team coverage of where she'll be.
Plus, we're looking at afternoon pop-up storms today, but the rest of the week turns sunny. I'll tell you how the weekend will also bring back the next rounds of rain.
Good morning to you and happy Monday. It's June 14th. I'm Ted Phaeton.
I'm Margaret Ann Carter, along with meteorologist Nicole Papay. Traffic reporter Chris Scott back in the building this morning, just in time for the Vice President's visit, too. We know that could shut down some of the roads out there, and of course, we're watching that, too.
Yeah, we'll be taking a look at where she's going to be, and there'll be a crowd, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So we'll try to let you know what's happening with that. Yeah.
And
Coming off the heat from the weekend, though. Yeah, a lot of folks looking to start this Monday. Nicole, trying to get a little bit of relief.
Yeah, and you know, today's going to be the transition day because a front's on the way through. It will help to alleviate the humidity and the heat for most of the week. But today we still hold on to both heat, humidity, and a storm threat as the system rolls through. Now, the cold front is just barely touching on the mountain edges right now, so it may spark up a mountain shower this morning.
Committed to you. Fox Carolina, the morning news starts now.
Greenville is getting a visit from the Vice President of the United States today, and she's coming with a clear mission to get more South Carolinians vaccinated. We've got live team coverage of where she'll be.
And looking at a quick snapshot of this week, today brings storms. The rest of the week turns sunny, but if you're looking at weekend plans, there could be more storms in the forecast. I'll give you a look ahead.
Good morning to you and happy Monday, June 14th. I'm Ted Phaeton.
I'm Margaret Ann Carter, along with meteorologist Nicole Papay. Traffic reporter Chris Scott here this morning. Thanks so much for joining us. We have a lot to get to, and we have that live team coverage of the Vice President's visit this morning. And of course, before we get to that, we do have to get a look at our weather this morning, though. Yeah,
you know, the storm threats today are pretty low, but we do have a couple pockets of rain and storms that will pop up. As far as severe weather, again, relatively low threats. So we could see downpours just like the last couple of days. We could still see high humidity and big time heat. So that may be something that you want to plan for if you do want to get out and about. Right now we're seeing clouds thicken up in the mountains. There have been a few sprinkles trying to pop up near the Tennessee line. That's the beginnings of isolated rain today.
Committed to you. Fox Carolina, the morning news starts now.
It's wheels up for Vice President Kamala Harris as she makes her way to the upstate to kick off a national vaccination tour. We are live with team coverage on today's stops coming up. And we're also following President Biden's agenda as he continues his meeting with world leaders overseas. A look at this past weekend and what's to come straight ahead.
Hot temperatures continue to start the week, along with another chance for storms. Your forecast straight ahead.
Good morning to you and happy Monday, June 14th. I'm Ted Phaeton.
And I'm Nicole Papay here with Margaret Ann Carter, meteorologist Kylee Miller, and traffic reporter Chris Scott. This morning, the whole team is back together.
Oh, yeah.
Chris, welcome back from vacation.
Yes, welcome back. Hopefully you didn't get rained out on.
Oh.
Yeah, I had a great time. Glad to be back, and let's get this thing going.
Let's talk weather this morning, Kylie. Watching out for maybe some building clouds and some storm chances today.
Yeah, we're talking about another repeat of the weather forecast of isolated rain and storms. Now, a cold front's going to swing through, so that cold front will trigger the last little rounds of some rain and storm activity later on today.
Committed to you. Fox Carolina, the morning news starts now.
Wheels up for Vice President Kamala Harris as she makes her way to the upstate to kick off a national vaccination tour. We are live with team coverage on today's stops coming up. And we're also following President Biden's agenda as he continues his meetings with world leaders overseas. A look at this past weekend and what's to come straight ahead.
Plus, hot temperatures continued as we start off this new work week, along with another chance for some rain and storms. Your full forecast coming up.
Good morning to you and happy Monday, June 14th. I'm Ted Phaeton.
And I'm Nicole Papay here with Margaret Ann Carter, Kylee Miller, and Chris Scott, all starting out your week with you. We've got the whole team back together, and we want to thank you for joining us here on Fox Carolina.
Yeah, a lot to get to this morning. Let's first start with the weather, Kylie, as yet again we're having those afternoon storm chances in place.
Right, but this is the last day, and then starting tomorrow, we're going to be seeing more sunshine building on in. Plus, our temperatures are going to remain very toasty.
Committed to you. Fox Carolina, the morning news at 10 starts now.
The Vice President of the United States is preparing to visit Greenville today. We have team coverage as Vice President Kamala Harris heads our way, including the message that she's bringing for folks in the upstate.
Plus, we have another chance for afternoon rain and thunderstorms today. I'll let you know on what you can expect for these next days ahead.
Well, good morning to you. I'm Ted Phaeton.
And I'm Margaret Burnquist. Thanks for being with us on the morning news at 10. You know, big story today, obviously the vice presidential visit, but also we've got homeowners really enjoying the gains they've made in home equity value. We'll walk through those numbers. But if anybody's looking to put a car in their garage, even a used one, they're going to have some sticker shock. Those stories are much more coming up in the Money Watch.
Yeah, I know there's a chip shortage too out there that you got to pay close attention to. Oh yeah. Well, right now we do want to talk about that forecast starting off the work week and starting off this Monday. Meteorologist Kylee Miller standing by in the Weather Center, hopefully giving us some good news on getting this humidity out of here.
Starting tomorrow, that humidity will be gone, but today it's still going to be elevated, so make sure to find ways to beat the heat, staying cool and hydrated as temperatures going to be getting very hot in the 80s and the 90s for some of us, along with a chance for another round of rain and some storms.
We are watching the Gulf of Mexico. It is where we are going to see our moisture come from. A good chance that this will become a tropical depression or a storm and potentially head up toward the Carolinas. Not after going over Louisiana's coast first, but we'll still have that threat for some heavy rain, possibly even a few stronger storms. We'll time it all out so you'll know what to expect for this weekend coming up at 4.
Committed to you. Fox Carolina, the 4 o'clock news starts now.
And it is a beautiful day right now, but we are looking ahead to a good chance of rain as we go into this weekend. We'll talk all about it coming up.
Plus, for the first time since the 1980s, our country is a new federal holiday. In the last half hour, President Biden signed new legislation honoring Juneteenth.
A community rallying around a family devastated after a beloved upstate teacher was killed in a hit and run. How they're planning on remembering and honoring her this weekend.
And we have breaking news for you this afternoon at 4. President Biden just signed a bill minutes ago naming Juneteenth a federal holiday.
Yeah, Tori, that's right. The president and vice president just stepped out together and spoke about how important this bill is. We're actually going to take a live feed talking about this. Take a listen to what he has to say.
You're watching Fox Carolina, the 4 o'clock news.
Well, it is a beautiful day outside right now, but some big changes come this weekend. It's not going to wash out your plans entirely, but we'll talk about when the heaviest rain is expected.
And we're also live at Denver Downs today, where they're celebrating the start of summer. And, Tori, sunflowers.
Ooh, those sunflowers. They're such a cheerful flower. Love those. But first, we want to go to the forecast. Chief Meteorologist Kendra Kent joins us live outside on our weather deck on this amazing Thursday. Yeah. Have you been outside today?
It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Wish I almost was outside rather than here.
Yeah. A little field anchoring would be nice for us today. I wouldn't say that on a 90-degree day, but we're in the 80s. The humidity is about as low as you'll get in June. Dew points in the 50s, and that's just a technical term to say it feels really good outside. But that moisture in the air will be increasing as we get into this weekend, all thanks to the Gulf of Mexico just opening up, and it's going to make it feel muggier, and eventually we're going to see those showers and storms.
From New York, I'm Jane King with your tech report.
Committed to you. Fox Carolina, the 5 o'clock news starts now.
The Greenville community coming together to honor a beloved teacher. She was killed in a hit and run over the last few weeks. How they're planning to remember her this weekend.
Plus, we're continuing to follow the latest on an upstate recycling plant that caught fire. What we're now learning as cleanup efforts continue.
But first, we are following some breaking news for you from Cherokee County this afternoon. The coroner says he does not suspect foul play in the death of a Blacksburg man. 40-year-old Christopher Stacker's body was found Tuesday afternoon in a ravine there off of 85. We brought this to you as breaking news on Tuesday.
You're watching Fox Carolina, the 5 o'clock news.
Health experts warning about a spike in RSV cases across southern states. We're breaking down what it is and what you need to look out for in your children.
Plus, the U.S. has a new federal holiday. We'll have more on Juneteenth being signed into law as that holiday coming up.
But first, let's take you live outside on this gorgeous Thursday. It's Tiger Town. Looking a little hazy out there in the skies. You know, that sunshine is really bright, but that humidity is down for once. So, Matt, it is looking good. It is feeling good out there.
Yeah, Chief Meteorologist Kendra Kent. It is gorgeous, but there is a little bit of a system on the way that you were keeping an eye on. A little bit more about that one.
Yeah, you know, I just don't want to spoil all this beautiful weather by looking ahead, but we've got to be prepared for the weekend when we could see rain. But right now, it is just not typical for June out here. The humidity levels are down like you would experience in the middle of spring.
Committed to you. Fox Carolina, the 6 o'clock news starts now.
Heavy storms that moved through have weakened a bit. We'll track the latest on radar and look at the tropics, a system that could impact us down the line.
Last Vice President Kamala Harris picks Greenville as her first stop on a nationwide tour to get 70% of Americans vaccinated by the 4th of July.
Plus, we'll be getting into detail about the new bill Governor McMaster signed into law just today. It all focuses on college athletes. Find out what it is coming up. But first, we want to take you outside to have a live look right now over Lake Hartwell. It looks, you know, a little bit better than what we've seen throughout the day today. You know, we saw some sunshine, but then, of course, those storms moved right into our area.
Yeah, it's pretty calm out there right now. A little breeze. You can see we have a little friend on our camera. We've had some webs and some different things happening. You can see a little bit of that breeze there with that remnant of a web of some sort. But we know Chief Meteorologist Kendra Kent has been tracking those storms throughout the afternoon, and they seem to finally be moving out.
Yes, very happy about that. And yes, we get a little spider visitors sometimes on our camera there. So, but yes, it is calming across much of the area. The clouds are sticking around, though, so making for, you know, not the brightest of evenings, but still not storming, at least in most spots. We had some heavy thunderstorm activity around Cherokee County, also around Anderson County. That has really fizzled out quickly. Now we're watching for potential new development here.
No matter how good you are on the field, I mean, money talks.
Governor McMaster signs a bill here in South Carolina allowing for college student athletes to be compensated. Tonight on the 10 o'clock news, we'll take a closer look at what this could mean for those student athletic programs.
Your late news 1 hour earlier. Fox Carolina's 10 o'clock news. Committed to you. Committed to you. Fox Carolina, the 10 o'clock news starts now.
We are getting our first look at a young man killed in a shooting over the weekend. His friends speaking out tonight as we work to find out more about what led up to that deadly gunfire.
And South Carolina's college athletes can soon get paid for their name and image. We're breaking down how it could be a game changer for the state.
Plus, a historic visit. Vice President Kamala Harris makes a stop in the upstate. Her message for South Carolinians and what we learned about a closed-door meeting she had with some local leaders. But first on Fox tonight, family and friends in disbelief after 21-year-old Quentin Payne lost his life in a shooting in Greenwood. Police continue to investigate what exactly went down on Clue Street Saturday night. And we were in Greenwood as police searched that area, and we're working to get answers about what led up to that shooting.
Fox Carolina's Amber Worthy is live right now in Greenwood for us tonight. And Amber, I know you spoke to a close friend.
Committed to you. Fox Carolina, the 11 o'clock news starts now.
And we start with breaking news at 11 o'clock tonight. The Greenville County coroner identified a teen who died after a crash while riding a dirt bike today. The coroner says 19-year-old Brendan Turman died on scene there. Now, this happened at the intersection of Augusta Road and Bessie Road in the Piedmont area. The coroner says that Turman collided with a car and was not wearing a helmet.
And switching gears, family and friends are in disbelief after 21-year-old Quentin Payne lost his life in a shooting in Greenwood. Police continue to investigate what exactly went down on Clue Street Saturday night.
And we were in Greenwood as police searched that area for answers about what led up to that deadly shooting.
Fox Carolina's Amber Worthy is live in Greenwood. She's been looking into this story for us. And Amber, I know you spoke to people who knew him very well.
Fox Carolina, the 4 o'clock news starts now with breaking news.
A severe thunderstorm in Greenville County, Pickens, and Anderson counties. It's a line that has developed with a cold front bringing heavy downpours and lots of lightning. We'll track it all in just a couple seconds.
Plus, Vice President Kamala Harris in the upstate this afternoon. We've been following the VP since she landed and kicked off that national push to get more people vaccinated.
And protesters and supporters of the vice president clashing outside of her tour stops. We're along her motorcade route and hearing from both sides this afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm Victoria Carmen.
And I'm Shale Remien. Thanks for joining us for the 4 o'clock news. We want to get right to weather because we've seen the sun peak out this afternoon, but also we've been seeing now some severe thunderstorms move into our area.
Yeah, Kendra, what are you tracking for us right now?
We've had some strong storms develop for sure. No reports of damage so far, but heavy rain, a lot of lightning, and damaging wind. That is going to be the primary threat with any of these severe thunderstorms, those downbursts that can happen in our area this time of year.
Fox Carolina, the 5 o'clock news starts now with breaking news.
And strong thunderstorms continue across the upstate, especially for Anderson and Cherokee counties. We'll track these storms and look ahead to some nicer weather behind them.
And the Vice President of the United States visiting Greenville today, but not everybody is happy about it. We'll have team coverage of Kamala Harris's trip to the upstate and reaction from both sides. But first, we are starting things off with a check of the forecast.
Yeah, that's right. It's hot, it's sticky, and now we are seeing some thunderstorms move into our area. Let's get a check of weather with Chief Meteorologist Kendra Kent. Kendra, how are things looking right now?
Well, the good news is that no severe thunderstorm warnings at the time, meaning damaging wind and hail is not a huge concern with the cells that are out there now. Doesn't mean we won't see new ones develop in the southern part of the upstate. And that line is broken up a good bit easily. Greenville, Clemson, finally breathing a sigh of relief as all the heavy downpours have moved out. But we do have a heavier cell that's moving east of Anderson, so right over Belton and Honeypath.
Thanks for watching Studio 31 Media Archive. It's about time to watch on your time.
Connect with us. Like and subscribe, hit the bell icon, and check out more of our uploads while you're here.